The Gapminder Foundation, we started and developed the software Trendalizer, which was acquired by Google. One of the first questions I got from the founders of Google was, how much public statistics are there out there? Well, I said, it's quite a lot. It's the micro, no, not the micro data, it's the indicators. If you take all indicators, how much is it? So I was sent away and I calculated it had to be between 1 to 10 terabytes. And they said, there's no problem whatsoever. It's less than the Lord of the Rings. The entire public statistics in the history of mankind is less than downloading of one major film. It's a fantastic news. We can communicate in completely new ways. And there is global governance which we need. We need to discuss how the world is managed. We need to discuss our local community, not only at national level. Democracy is taking a new phase in modern time. And animations can be done online. You don't have to have very costly TV studio. You can come and visit Gapminder studio and you can see it's in the access of very small organization to make videos and to make film happen on the net today. And the user and the consumer is not the same thing in the business models. It's very old-fashioned to charge the user on the internet. There's no future in this. You have to see that you can have a lot of users. Look at Skype, look at the search engines, look at eBay, all the other successes. We can do the same with statistics. And we can find one clever way of financing it and not continuing charging each person as if we were still selling paper. Now, how does this look? If I would show you the software we have made, the very simple idea. Many of you have seen it before, but each bubble here is a country. And I'm teaching international health at the university in Sweden, and I saw that they didn't understand the relation between child mortality, infant mortality on this axis on log scale, 4 dying there, 10, 40, 100 per 100 per 1,000, and GDP per capita. These are the countries of the world. You can see when I blink the continent how very nicely and interactively now you can produce the data. And if you would like to go backwards in history, it's very quick. You just go like this. And there you are in 1823, and it's Austria and it's Sweden that has data there. And then I can play and we can see how time has passed by. And with the animation, well, there were bad years in the last century in Europe. Sometimes, you know, child mortality increased and it improved, and the economy was growing relatively slow, and we come into the modern time here. And these are the brown European bubbles. Now some American bubbles start to get the data, and we have the first Indian data there. And in the 1920s, we see an improvement of child survival as the economy grows. And then we have data from almost all countries after the Second World War. And this is the relatively positive progress of the world. You have seen this in some of our other programs. I will just show you some new functions here which you can add. You can log the world where it is today. You can mark the United States there. You can let the world be here, and you take United States backwards to compare it with the rest of the world. What I can do here used to take a master student 1 week to achieve. It took 2 seconds now. Students don't have to spend the time looking for the data. They can spend the time thinking about the data, discussing the data. It's really good news, what we can achieve. And you can contemplate and see here we have the Philippines. The Philippines have the same economy today as the United States had 1950. But the Philippines, oh sorry, that was Thailand. The Philippines have the same economy as the United States 1971. What does this mean? This discrepancy. You can get a very quick understanding of what's happening in Asia that is very different from what's happening elsewhere. And on the axes you have had all the data here. The data set we have used is the World Development Indicator. As soon as we are allowed, the students of the world will have it free on the net. But so far it is sold in a very old business model, a very, very good data set, one of the best we have. Please upgrade the business model. The World Bank should be the first to do it. And we can show the income distributions. Javier Salih Martins, the professor of economics of Columbia University, he wrote the notes. He's the composer. And we made the instrument and we played the music. Look here, this is Nigeria. This is Brazil, which is typical humpy income distribution, and that was Indonesia, 1970. And in a split of some few seconds, you can see how income distribution changed in these countries. Or Nigeria, look how Nigeria, people go backwards into poverty, and they get the same pattern as Brazil, whereas Indonesia is doing well.